This is a lecture on normal distribution on section 6-1. So we're looking at example 6-1, which is asking for the area under the standard normal distribution curve to the left of z is equal to 1.73. So if you click onto your distribution, the normal distribution is going to be the first thing that you see because it's the one that's used most often. Please ignore the first one. We will never be using normal PDF. We don't actually work with instantaneous anything. That's calculus. So what we have is we need to add things up. It's a normal CDF. I'm going to enter. Now, the difference between a TI-84 and a TI-83 is, again, the TI-83 is not going to have a nice menu that I'm seeing right now. So the TI-83 people, please hold on. But if you have a TI-84, you have a nice menu popping up. Now, the lower and upper bound basically means what is the farthest shaded region, shaded place to the left, and the upper one is to the right. So if you want from negative infinity all the way up to 1.73, and you can see this on the picture. This is why I was drawing pictures, so that you can see the left being the lower bound and the right to be the upper bound of your shaded region. So the lower has to be negative infinity. I already have that by default. Now, in order for you to enter the negative infinity, the calculator doesn't actually do infinities. So what we do is negative 1 E99. So what it does, it's a negative 1 times 10 to the power of 99, meaning 100 zeros. So it's a negative 1 with 99 zeros. It's a really large negative number, so far enough to the left, so your calculator will treat this as infinity. In order to enter it, you can use a minus sign. You need to use negative 1. Your little e is that EE that's on top of the comma. So you'll go second comma, there's your E, and then you'll just enter 99. The upper is the right hand cutoff. So in our case of example 6-1, it's 1.73. Now the mu and a sigma is the notation for the normal distributions. If you have a standard normal distribution, by default, mu is equal by definition. The mu is equal to a 0, the sigma is equal to a 1. If you're talking about other normal distributions, that's 6-2, you'll be able to change the mu's and the sigmas. Now, if you paste this, you basically get to a menu of a TI-83. So the TI-83, if you push the normal CDF button, it just types in normal CDF and opens parentheses and says, well, what do you want to put in there? Now, the instructions are lower bound, so you'll type in the negative 1 E99, just like I did in the previous one, negative 1 E99, comma, so that's this comma, the upper bound, 1.73, another comma, mu, comma, sigma. So remember, for the TI-83 people, normal CDF, open the parenthesis, lower bound, comma, upper bound, comma, mu, comma, sigma. You push enter, and there is your 0.9582, just like the answer that's in the book. Now, in 6-2, we want the area to the right. Well, I'm going to go back to my distributions. Normal CDF. Lower bound is negative 1.24. The upper bound is now positive infinity. So you have 1 E99. Then you have mu, sigma, paste. Same thing for the TI-83 people. Normal CDF, open the parenthesis, lower bound, comma, upper bound, comma, 0, mu, comma, sigma. And then you get your 0.8925, just like the answer in the end of the book. And very similarly, with the with the 6-3 normal CDF, the lower bound is negative 1.35. So you have to put this in the order from left to right. So it needs to look like the picture. The lower bound is the number to the left. The upper bound is the number to the right. So you have to put the negative as the lower bound, the positive as the upper bound. Keep the mu at 0, keep the sigma at 1, and paste. Same thing for the T83 people. Normal CDF, open parenthesis, lower bound, comma, upper bound, comma, mu, comma, sigma. Push enter, and there's your 85, 89 answer for the probability of being somewhere between negative 135 and positive 162 on the standard normal curve.